I didn't even know I was live. Yo, I was just about to press the live button. How did that happen? I don't know. That's kind of spooky, but it is what it is. Um, Welcome, one and all, to another episode of Cryptic Reasoning, to another installment of Cryptic Reasoning. Right? This is actually live, is but a stream on Cryptic Reasoning. That was crazy how that just happened. I don't know how it's as if it was just waiting for me to start, right? So I'm here, I'm about to press the button to start, and lo and behold, the videos are. They got my last drink of water, and lo and behold, the video was already underway. But here we are. Here we are. We're back. We're back for another installment of Live is But a Stream. Big up yourselves all over the world. Tonight I am going to be reading some of the chat. So if there are people that are coming in and, sort of voicing, um, you know, their concerns, voicing their angle. Yeah. Today we got the time. So, yeah, I will be paying a little bit more attention to that, right? I know in recent times I've been kind of just doing the show because I know you do have some people, they kind of embody the characteristics of minions, and they decide that they're just going to follow this man blindly. But this is some people, right? That's not everyone. And it's one of those things that is just rather unfortunate, right? My only hope is that these people do wake up, wake up before it's too late, right? But yeah, I came across this video today, and I think it was actually multiple people that were actually talking about this situation, right? So multiple people sort of had like their own kind of angles, right, in regards to what it is that we're getting into. So Trump had a rally in Coachella, right? Coachella in California. Harris had a rally in North Carolina today, right? I believe both of that's where both of them were today. And that's, if not today, it's certainly the latest places that they've been, right? So in Coachella, Trump, he got up there, he does his normal rambling, right? And then when it's time to go, he's gone. On to the next, right? But according to what is this, Midas Touch, and big shout outs to Midas Touch because I've been seeing them on my feed a lot lately. It's crazy. I haven't subscribed. Let me go ahead and subscribe right now to Midas Touch. Yeah, it's crazy. I haven't really subscribed to Midas Touch. It's Meidastouch, one word, on YouTube. So if you guys go ahead and check out that content. I was seeing an @ sign, sorry, so that's why I sort of paused a little bit. So yeah, you guys go ahead and check out the content that they have over there. I've been seeing them pop up a lot on my feed lately, and I've been checking out quite a number of their videos. And yeah, big shout outs to them. Carlos Guerrero, big up yourself. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Hi, how you doing? But yeah, we're gonna get into it, right? We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna play some of the audio of what it is that he was talking about, of what took place over there in Coachella in California. So guys, yeah, so this, I'm gonna drop the link to the video that I'm reacting to, right? Or the audio that I'm reacting to. If you guys want to go and watch the video, the title of the video is Trump Leaves Own Supporters Stranded at Coachella Speech. Again, Meidastouch, one word, right? So you guys can go check out the entire video over there by yourself whenever you do want a chance, if you want to break it down yourself. And yeah, but yeah, I've been seeing them a lot on my feed lately. But anyway, let's get into the video about what it is that actually took place in Coachella today.
This isn't normal. Apparently the buses are no longer coming, or at least there used to be like 20 buses when we were being brought here, but now there's only like 3 buses operating, and it's an absolute. It's just chaos, absolute chaos. All of us are stranded here. Everyone's stranded here.
So I'm sorry, let me stop it. So this is a video, like, so someone who actually went to the Coachella speech was actually recording some of the people that are outside, right? So they have their phone out, they're recording what it is that's taking place there, and they're kind of just, just explaining that they're stranded, right? So they're saying that they're stranded here in Coachella with no way back.
Something went wrong.
So as you hear the guy, he's saying something went wrong. Something went wrong. And pardon me for kind of smiling, right, up through this whole ordeal. But it's one of those things, guys. It's like this, right? So you're following someone around who really, honestly, he only really wants your vote, right? You as an individual, you really think he cares enough about you to try to get you back to where you need to get to safely because you actually came out and showed support and showed love? You really think he cares that much about you? Newsflash, he don't. And according to Midas Touch, this actually ain't even the first time this happened, right?
Look at this.
There's chicks that are organizing this that are failing.
Once again.
Hold on one second. Eric is asking, you don't think that was good for them? I think that's a question that you're asking. If I think that that's good for them. So here it is. The human being in me, right? The person that's in, like, the human, right? A human element, like relating to people on a human level. Kind of looking at it like, damn, that's really sucks that people, individuals, went out there to show someone support, went out there to actually, give their energy to someone, but that person decided that they're going to sort of just leave and desert them without a way to getting back to where they need to get to, right? Where there were multiple buses earlier in the day, and then it just ended up being one bus. So these people who were waiting in line for hours upon hours upon hours, one person said they were waiting in line for 7 hours, and I'm sure he's not the only one, right? He or she. But it's one of those things where it's like, you have these individuals, they came, they showed support, and here they are. Now, they're unable to get back to where they need to be, right? And you're long gone, right? You're out of there, right? The people that came to support you, you actually showed them you really don't care. This guy's a billionaire. So that's the human element. That's the part of me that's like, damn, man, that is kind of messed up. It sucks being stranded anywhere, right? But then the other part of me kind of looks at it like, yo, you really should have known better, right? You really should have prepared better. You really should have known better. You're supporting a guy, right, that when he found out, allegedly, that his vice president at the time was being attacked, right? Not physically attacked, but people were heading towards him to attack. And there was a mob screaming to hang the guy, right? His response, allegedly, is so what? So this is actually somebody that he knows, someone that was his running mate. So knowing that, why do you think he would possibly have your best interest? I don't know. That's quite interesting, actually. To be completely honest with you, I didn't really expect. But again, you don't really expect these people to really think that far outside of the box, right? They're living for the moment. They think for the moment. The only thing that matters really is the here and the now. When it comes to Trump, right? So some of these people, they're looking at it like this is some sort of religious moment. Like this is the best thing that's ever happened to them. And that's that idol worshiping bullshit that we talk about from time to time, right? You don't need to put anybody on a pedestal. They're human beings just like everyone else, right? Now, based on this person's character, based on the way this person has treated people in the past, based on the way this person continues to treat people, I just can't give my support to this individual, right? Because I know how they feel about people like me. I know how they feel about immigrants. I know how they feel about all different sorts of people, right? So yeah, it's cool. I'm good. I won't support you. But if he did do a comedy show, to be completely honest with you, I probably would attend so that I could point and laugh, right?
We are learning that Donald Trump has stranded his attendees at the recent event that he held. This one was the event at Coachella that he held on Saturday evening. The buses that brought people to the event, well, they were not organized to bring the people back from the event. So
Nah, wait, hold on, time out. So according to Midas Touch, this is actually crazy. So he's saying that the buses that were organized to bring these people to the event were not organized to bring them away from the event, like bring them back home, right? Right. So pretty much a one-way ticket to hell. And that last part was my own words, but according to him, and based on sort of what some of the people there was saying, it's that, yeah, it was a bunch of buses to get them there, but when it was time to get back, and then this guy actually started recording at the time when there was like one bus left, like there's one bus left, and there's a whole bunch of people stuck there.
People were stranded throughout the night. You hear attendees on that video. There were people who were saying, "This is criminal. This is criminal. What's going on?" Now, Donald Trump has a repeated pattern of being unable to organize these campaign events to even facilitate the transport. You may recall back in October of 2020, we reported here on the Midas Touch Network how Donald Trump did that in a Omaha, Nebraska speech where people were left stranded in freezing weather. More on that in a bit. But let me just show you some other clips of the people being stranded here who attended this disastrous Trump event in Coachella. Here is another angle of it. Let's play it.
So he's saying that this isn't the first time this happened. So the guy is saying that this actually happened in 2020, in October of 2020. So here we are 4 years later, right? In 2024, in October of 2024, the same thing, history repeated itself, right? And this time it was in Omaha, Nebraska. This time it was Coachella, California, right? So again, the human in me, it's looking at the situation like I wouldn't wish anybody to get stranded. But if you happen to be a Trump minion, it's one of those things, right? I'm not going to waste my empathy. You understand what I'm saying? I empathize with people that actually need it, not people who foolishly, give themselves, submit themselves and give themselves to something or someone that cares absolutely zero about them. Right. So like, I just can't. It's one of those things where it's like, all right, well, you made your decision. Right. And he has a track record of doing these things according to Midas Touch. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Gas. They had no gas. They had to. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You can't imagine how many people are still.
There's so many people still
I
here.
know. I'm trying to get people to come back. No, they.
Yo, there's a bunch of people there. Jeez.
Sorry. This is the last bus.
It's been stranded here.
And then the bus driver pulls up and she goes, sorry, this is the last bus.
If anybody gets on
No more buses are coming. No more. They just got notice.
I said, if you get on any authorization.
And mind you, it's dark, right? So it's nighttime. Maybe early morning, late night, early morning.
No way. No, this is criminal.
And this is the audio of somebody that's actually
I
filming
didn't
the whole
even know
ordeal
about
taking
this line.
place.
And this comes from another individual who was there. You can see the people stranded. You can hear what this person has to say. Let's play it.
Guys, we came to the Trump rally, and this is the aftermath.
Man, all those people walking right now, they got hope.
It's a bunch of people out there. I'm not gonna lie to you, you
So
guys.
I don't know how long do we have to wait here.
There's a
So we can get
there's
to the
literally a
bus and go
stadium
back
full of
to our
people there,
car.
maybe even more than that.
We waited like 7 hours to just get in the rally, and
Hold
now
on,
it's
time
time
out.
to go back. So hopefully we don't have to wait for that long to get in the bus.
The guy said they waited for 7 hours. He said we waited for 7 hours to get into the rally. We waited for 7 hours to get into the rally. And now when it's time to go home, your man left them high and dry to go and fend for themselves. What did you expect? What did you expect?
Because our cars is back there at the parking, which is like 5-6 miles away. But it's blocked by police, so no one actually can leave.
And it's blocked. He's saying that it's blocked, so no one can actually leave. And their cars are what did he say?
Now, a
Miles
lot of
away. I
these
think he
Trump
said like 5,
attendees were
6,
making
or something like
posts
that.
like this. Here's an individual by the name of Wesley Johnson who was chronicling his experience at this Coachella event. You see him right there in his various posts. So as the event was wrapping up, he says, "Thank you, at Real Donald Trump. Make California great again." You see them in their MAGA hats right there. And by the way, you can see from just even the photo that they took that, look, there wasn't like nobody at this event, but Donald Trump was claiming there's 100,000 people there. I don't even think there was 5,000 people at this event, but nonetheless, a lot of them were stranded.
There's a lot of people there.
Poor organization.
There's a lot of people there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Wesley Johnson writes. He goes,
I don't know if it's
10
100,000,
p.m.
but there's a lot of people.
Rally ended at 7 p.m. Thousands of people still stranded here, waiting for transit back to the parking lots. Something has gone horribly wrong. Someone needs to ask the Coachella mayor if he had anything to do with this. I want to blame the Coachella mayor right away. Parking lot is a 2-hour walk. Countless elderly stranded here and can't walk anymore. No restroom facilities accessible anymore. Someone find out what happened here. This is not normal and feels nefarious and criminal. Hashtag Trump Rally CA.
All right. So according to this guy, right? So there's a guy that actually put out. I don't know what this is. I guess it's a tweet that he put out or something like that. He says it's 10 p.m. The rally ended at 7 p.m. Thousands of people still stranded here, waiting for transit back to the parking lots. Something has gone horribly wrong. Someone needs to ask the Coachella mayor. So he's blaming the mayor. Again, the accountability. It's always about shifting the accountability to someone else. Anything that they could do to deflect it to someone else. Oh, it's the mayor. Oh, no, it was the governor. No, it was them. Who organized this? Was it the mayor that organized this? The mayor don't got nothing to do with this. Right? I'll tell you that for free. I will tell you that for free. This ain't the first time it happened. Hopefully, I'm gonna put this out there, right? Hopefully it's the last time that it does happen, right? I think he should do better. I think the people that actually support him should be smarter than to support somebody like that, right? But yeah, let's so he said, hold on. So he was blaming the mayor. Hold on. So someone needs to ask the Coachella mayor if he had anything to do with this. Parking lot is 2-hour walk. He's saying parking lot is a 2-hour walk. Countless elderly stranded here and can't walk anymore. No restroom facilities accessible anymore. Someone find out what happened here. This is not normal and feels nefarious and criminal. So there's elderly people there, guys. That of course isn't a laughing matter. But again, it's one of those things, you know, it is unfortunate. I will say that. But again, you know, you decided to pick yourself up and go follow this guy around town. So it is what it is.
Hashtag Coachella, and then he tags Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump, Tucker Carlson, Jack Posobiec, Tim Cast, RSBN Network, because here he's trying to blame that this was somehow the mayor of Coachella's fault when it was Donald Trump. Does this repeatedly at his various events. But watch how the evening progresses with Wesley Johnson. He then writes, an hour or so later, was just told by a bystander that the sheriff said there's only one bus in rotation and turnaround time each drop off is 30 minutes. These poor people are going to be stranded here early into tomorrow morning. How did we go from 20 to 30 buses down to one? This needs to be investigated.
I agree. It does need to be investigated. But I'm going to tell you this for free. The mayor ain't had nothing to do with that. I'm going to tell you that for free. Yeah, you know, it's just one of those things. You guys are supporting somebody that could actually really could care less about you. So yeah, a billionaire organizing an event like this, easily could get 20 to 30 buses to take people back to where they need to get to. Easy. It's simple. Not difficult at all, right? So it's his name. It's his brand, right? He's the one that's leading that political party. Don't know how that happened. Probably should be Mike Pence or somebody else, but nevertheless, it is what it is, right? So he's the one that's leading that political party. He's the one that's in charge of everything that's happening here. Of course, he might allocate this and that to other people to do, but at the same time, it's going to fall back on you, right? So 20 to 30 buses to pick people up to bring them there, and one bus to bring them back to where they need to be at. One bus to bring them back to where they need to be at. Is that a leader that you think I would follow anywhere? First of all, I'm not a follower. So I ain't going to be following nobody nowhere, right? So that's number one. Number two, it's common courtesy. If I'm putting together an event, right? If I'm putting together an event, and I happen to be a billionaire, right? I'm going to make sure the people that are supporting me, supporting my event, the people that are there for me, the people that I kind of have a vested interest in making a good impression on them, I think it's in my best interest to make sure that everything runs smoothly. Of course, you do have times when things do happen, right? But it's one of those things where it's like, all right, cool. Well, you know what? The very minimum, we need to get the people in safely. We need to keep them safe while they're here. And we need them to get home or back to where they came from, right? In terms of where the parking lot is. We need to get them back there safely. I think that's the bare minimum, right? So the bare minimum is the safety and the transportation of the people to and from the party, or to and from the rally, or to and from whatever event it is that you're putting on, right? I think that's the bare minimum. If I'm the one that's up there doing this, right, then that's something that's required, right, by whoever I put in charge to handle these situations. And as the guy Midas Touch, as he said, this is something that actually happened. This is the second time it happened. So he actually said that this actually happened again before in October of 2020 in Omaha, Nebraska, right? So it's one of those things.
Then he writes, 2 buses just drove by. Haven't seen any buses move for almost 2 hours. Someone please reach out to Sheriff Chad Bianco and President Trump to get to the bottom of this. I think something nefarious went down tonight, trying to spark a riot. again, because they're so programmed to blame Democrats, deep state. It's Donald Trump. This is how.
I agree. They're just programmed to just blame people, right? There's absolutely nothing substantial behind why it is that they blame. Just pick out a name. Oh, had to be the mayor. How could it be anybody? Had to be them. I knew it. I knew it. Had nothing to do with the people that organized it and put it together. Nah, let's make excuses for him, right? This is a classic. That's cult like behavior. That's how people behave in a cult, right? They make every excuse for the cult leader, right? Every excuse imaginable for the cult leader, right? And just try to shift blame onto someone or something else.
He runs everything his whole life. Why do you think he's gone bankrupt over and over again with all? He can't organize anything. He can't even organize travel back and forth. Then this individual keeps on writing, everyone stranded. This is horrible. Then he tags at JD Vance. Yeah, JD Vance is going to help you. Then he goes, all buses have just been called off. Bus driver just got notified by CHP to stop picking up attendees. What the hell is going on, Coachella? This must be investigated. People are freaking stranded. Massive update. The bus driver just shared with us that all of the fuel stations for the buses, not cars, were completely depleted around the event, and they all had to drive 30 minutes away to get refueled. A few of the buses are stranded out on the roads right now with no gas. And also, there were apparently 60 buses employed for this event, and the fuel reserves were completely depleted or never refilled before the event. This has to be looked into. And then he goes, smells like sabotage. And then...
What does sabotage smell like? I guess this guy knows. Ah, man, it's one of those things. Yeah, the people who organized this and put everything together, I think those are the main people that you're going to blame for a situation like this. Whatever type of buses, I don't know if this had some sort of special electric bus or whatever it is, but if it's only 6 miles to get to the parking lot, where the hell is the gas station to fill up the buses with gas? Like what exactly is this? Some sort of EV gas, or like, what exactly is this? What exactly is going on here? Let's find out.
Post some link to California Mayor blast Trump ahead of planned rally. Well, the Trump campaign's responsible for the transport and the Trump events, and his various PACs are the one who facilitate that. Why would the mayor of Coachella have anything to do with this?
That's what I'm saying.
How quick they are to blame people for the suffering that Donald Trump inflicts on him. And speaking about the suffering, I mean, doing an event in Coachella earlier in the day, where it's 100 degrees in Coachella, you had people passing out in the heat right there. I mean, just take a look at the people passing out right there.
Wow. Well, you see, now that's the part where all right, so yeah, all right. So I'm not even going to laugh at that. I don't think there's anything funny about people actually passing out at an event like this, right? Regardless of who they are, at the end of the day, you know, they're still human beings. They're still Americans. They're still people. So it's one of those things, right? Yeah, it's rather unfortunate they decided to sort of just pick up themselves and go waste their time to go show support for this guy, right? And there's not enough decency over there for the guy to make sure that everyone gets back to where it is that they need to be, you know, as easy as possible, right? I think that's actually a very simple thing to do, right? I don't think that's very difficult to organize. And if you have a plan A, right? If this situation happened before, right? If it's the first time it happened, that's still terrible, but you'll learn from it, right? But according to Midas Touch, this actually happened before in Omaha, Nebraska, 4 years prior. So what did you learn from the first time it happened? What did you learn from that time? So, okay, you got a plan A. Plan A doesn't work. So now what do? Now, what's the plan B? How do we get to the solution where we safely transfer people to the event and from the event and keep them safe while they're at the event? And make sure you have medics, make sure you have people that are there that are taking care of these people in the event that something does go wrong in a place where, like Midas Touch said, is 100 degrees. It's very hot here. So, yeah, it's one of those things. And you know the crazy part about this? It's already hot, right? This is a situation where it's already hot, and then you have people now crowding around the people, crowding around them while they're passed out or while they're passing out, while they really need medical help, right? So now the heat from your body, the heat from everybody that's around these people, right, is actually magnifying the heat around this person that actually needs to sort of cool down, needs some fresh air, right? So it's one of those things. And you know what? I was going to say something about, MAGA supporters, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to leave that one. I'm going to reserve my right to speak on that right now because of the sensitivity of this situation. And regardless of how I feel about the MAGA supporters, right? I want those people to get the right help, and I want them to get home to their family, right? They have a family as well. You know what I mean? They have every right to be, alive, right? So.
Yeah, get them in the shade. Some water.
People just crowding around, taking videos. There's a few people fanning, though. There is that, right? In this particular situation.
Of this video, Donald Trump has a history of doing this over and over again at his events. Remember back in October of 2020, right? We're October 2024 now. October 2020. Remember these headlines? Hundreds of Trump supporters stuck on freezing cold Omaha airfield after rally. 7 taken to hospitals. Overall, 30 people were contacted for medical reasons. The Omaha Police Department said in a statement, here was the CNN headline, 100 stranded in the cold waiting for buses in chaotic post-Trump rally scene. Here's what went down in Omaha in October of 2020. Same type of scene right here. There it was freezing cold, though. Play this clip.
Again, it's one of those things. For me, what did you learn from Omaha, Nebraska 4 years ago? You learned nothing. You didn't plan it better. You didn't organize it better. It's showing no growth. This might even be worse because while they said that was hundreds, this sort of looks like thousands to me. It could be hundreds as well, but it's showing that you didn't learn nothing. I was going to say the S word just now, but I'm going to keep it professional. But it's showing that you didn't learn nothing. Right? The situation happened 4 years prior, right? Happened almost exactly, except when it was on Omaha, it was freezing. And here, it's hot as hell.
People.
So then in terms of what Donald Trump was talking about, even when he was going to Coachella, he was speaking to Californians and saying that he would not give California emergency federal aid if he were elected. He said that I'm going to force down Gavin Newsom's throat whatever the hell I want, and if he doesn't do what I want, I won't give the state of California emergency aid. Gavin Newsom then responded to that. At Real Donald Trump shows us exactly who he is, threatening life-saving disaster aid to achieve his political goals. This man is sick. And so when you wonder why are people dying,
Yo, come on,
Donald
bro.
Trump wants this to happen, and it permeates everything from stranding people at his rallies to how he treats people throughout his life. Remember how he treated people during COVID? Remember when he rounded up people and separated families? He doesn't care. And remember what he's also saying now, that when he's going to invoke the Alien Enemies Act, it's going to be a bloody affair when he rips families apart and sends the military on Americans. Here's what Donald Trump said that he will force down Gavin Newsom's throat. Here, play this clip.
I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to target and dismantle every migrant criminal network operating on American soil.
Again, so this is another one of those things again, right? How many people did he pardon? Pardon quite a bit. How many people around him actually committed actual felonies while he was in office? Quite a bit, right? I don't know the exact numbers, and I'm not going to pretend like I do, but I did vaguely see some of them, those numbers today. But the thing is, right, and again, I kind of spoke about this sort of, not really that much in detail, right? But for me, it's about making America better than it's ever been before, right? I'm not into recreating the past or going backwards. Going backwards is not something that's in my vocabulary. It's not something that I want to do, right? I want to go forward. I want the country to go forward, right? I think the only way for us to really move is forward. How can we become better? It's not about going back to be like how we were in the past. It's about coming into the present and setting up the future, right? And doing what it is that we could do in the present to make sure that in the future, we have only the best. This is a guy that went to Detroit, went to the beautiful, beautiful city of Detroit. I do plan on going to Detroit probably next month. I'm going to go to Detroit. I want to go see what Detroit is all about myself, right? And I may do some live streams from over there as well, kind of show you guys what it is that's taking place over there. I did go to Chicago last month, Chicago, Cleveland. I spent a little time in Albany as well. And, those are some brilliant Midwest cities. But no matter where it is that I go, right, I'm always going to step gracefully. I'm always going to tread not lightly, but I understand that, yes, I'm in a completely new environment, a different environment, right? And there's a level of respect that I have to give to that environment. But there's a level of respect that I give to my environment as well. I don't take anything for granted. So for me, personally, I think it's very juvenile. It's very childish, right? To go into someone's city or go into another city and disrespect the city while I'm in the city, right? I thought that was very, very childish of him.
And we will call it Operation Aurora. That's what we're going to, in honor of the people that have suffered in Aurora at the hands of this horrible gang, Operation Aurora. And if they come back into our country after we're going to throw them out so far you wouldn't believe it. But if they come back into our country, it's an automatic 10 years in jail with no possibility of parole. 10 years. And if that doesn't work, it'll be 20 years. And if that doesn't work, I guess it's going to be the death penalty, right? The death penalty.
And at that same event, Donald Trump says that he's going to rescue California from a current occupation that we're not under, because it's under occupation and an invasion, and it needs to be rescued. And he's going to help conquer it back. Here, play this clip.
We're going to liberate our country from criminals. How stupid.
Liberate our country from criminals. This guy sits up here with 34 felonies. And he's running for the office. He's sitting up there with 34 felonies. But he got some nerve to talk about and call other people criminals. You remember with the Central Park 5? I did a little bit of research into the Central Park 5. But those gentlemen, they were actually acquitted. But he had nothing but hatred towards those people, right? Even after it was found out that they actually didn't do the crime. He doubled and tripled down on those individuals without a care. But yet, when he talks about other people being a criminal, I think he should probably look into the mirror and take a really good look at himself. That's one of those things, guys. That's one of those things.
Stupid are these leaders? They're stupid people. I will rescue California and
then he calls people stupid. Oh, God. Wow.
As Democratic Congressmember
Wow.
Adam Schiff said, not a single town in California has been invaded or conquered by anyone. And as a twice impeached, 4 times indicted, convicted felon, the only advice you are truly competent to give on crime is how to commit it. Here in California, Donald Trump says that the biggest danger to America is Californians and the threats, the enemies from within, American citizens like Democratic Congressman.
Wait, did he really say that? Hold on, 1 second.
The biggest danger to America is Californians, and
he said the biggest danger to America is Californians. You see what it is that I'm talking about here? I didn't even know he said that. Did he really say that? I shouldn't even be asking that. A guy just went to Detroit and disrespected Detroit. Again, it's about uniting the people. It's about uniting the people. It's not about dividing people and creating fear. It's full time that we started looking directly into the tactics that these people are using. Because they've used it for years upon years upon years. Right? Dictators use it all the time. Demonize and isolate people. Right? Sort of galvanize the people that support them blindly. When in actuality, they're the actual ones that are criminals. They're the biggest criminal. That's the crazy part about that. And he gets up there and he talks a good one. You remember years ago when he was talking about he was going to make Mexico pay. Mexico's going to pay for they're going to pay for the border. Mexican president said, I ain't paying for shit. That's what he said. And then what did Trump do? He proceeded to shut down the government because he couldn't get what he wanted. And I believe from what it is that I found out last night, this is the longest government shutdown in the history of the United States under his regime. I think you guys actually should go back and watch the last live stream that we did last night. We broke it down beautifully. And with the help of Robert Reich, Robert, I believe it's REIT, right? REICH, I believe. But anyway, the link is in the description of the last video as well. So you guys can actually go and not this video, but the last video that we made yesterday.
The threats, the enemies from within, American citizens like Democratic Congressmember Adam Schiff. And then he goes on to praise the authoritarian leader of China, President Xi. Play this clip.
President Xi and myself, somebody said, what kind of a man is he? He's a fierce person. He is. He's a very smart guy. I hate to say brilliant because every time I call him brilliant, the press says, he said the president, well, he is a brilliant guy. Got 1.4 billion people. He rules it with an iron fist, and the press gets upset when I say he's a smart man. I would think he's a smart man, but actually, he's somebody that we can't. The worst people are the enemies from within.
Somebody he looks up to. So he goes up there and he bigs up the guy from China. He bigs him up. There's 1 billion people and he rules it with an iron fence is basically what he's saying. But then he proceeds to belittle his own goddamn people after bigging up the dictator over there. Make it make sense. Where they do that at? I gotta rewind this so you guys could actually hear what just happened.
When I say he's a smart man, got 1.4 billion. He's a fierce person. He is.
Adam Schiff, and then he goes on to praise the authoritarian leader of China, President Xi. Play this clip.
President Xi and myself, somebody said, what kind of a man is he? He's a fierce person. He is. He's a very smart guy. I hate to say brilliant because every time I call him brilliant, the press says, he said the president, well, he is a brilliant guy. Got 1.4 billion people. He rules it with an iron fist, and the press gets upset when I say he's a smart man. I would think he's a smart man, but actually, he's somebody that we can't. The worst people are the enemies from within. The sleazebags, like a guy that you're going to elect to the Senate, Shifty Adam Schiff. He's a sleazebag. No, this guy. No, he's a major lowlife. And
whenever he says, you kind of got to think the opposite. The guy that he's probably calling a lowlife is actually probably a stand-up guy. And the guy that he's bigging up is probably not the stand-up guy. So you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt. Right? This is who it is that we're dealing with.
Because of the fact that, they send millions and millions of ballots someplace. They send
millions and millions.
California, you don't have anything like a voting booth. They take ballots, they just send them all over the place. They come back and they say, oh, somebody won by 5 million votes. It's so corrupt, so corrupt. But you're going to have Shifty Adam Schiff, one of the true, I know him well, because he conceived of the Russia hoax, right?
And then at that same event, Donald Trump struggles to say the word deflate. We're going to deflate. He can't even say the word defeat here. Here, play this clip.
I will very quickly deflate. We are going to take inflation and we are going to deflate it. We are going to deflate inflation. We are going to defeat inflation. We're going to not.
Now contrast that to the message by people like Bryan Cranston voting for Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Waltz when he was speaking recently in Phoenix, Arizona. Play this clip.
I am not a politician. I am not a doctor or a lawyer, but I played all of those on television.
This is the guy from I never watched Breaking Bad. Malcolm in the Middle used to come on TV sometimes at night when I was a kid, but it wasn't particularly my favorite show. I kind of like The Simpsons. I really like The Simpsons, if I really could think about some show. But anyway, that's besides the point. So this guy is actually an actor. And he's actually endorsing Waltz and Harris. But it's one of those things. We're going to play what he has to say.
But I am a father of a daughter. And it's important to me for her life now and for the future and other fathers' daughters to be able to have within their lifetime the fundamental right of freedom of choice.
Yes.
There should not be anyone but them deciding what happens to their own body.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's why I'm enthusiastically supporting Vice President Harris and Governor Waltz.
Big up yourselves for that.
Vice President Kamala Harris said recently on a tarmac when she was asked about Donald Trump's mental fitness and health. Play this clip.
I invite the public to watch his rallies and be the decision maker on his acuity. And you will see in his rallies how he goes off on tangents, how he is not focused on the needs of the American people with solutions to the issues that concern them the most.
A few moments later.
They want to do things like no more cows.
I'm going to tell you guys something, and I don't care who it pisses off. She is incredibly intelligent. She's way smarter than Trump. It's not even close. But he likes to go up there and he likes to call her stupid. So again, this is why I say anything that he says, you have to really take it with a grain of salt. And kind of just look at it from the opposite. The guy actually thinks he's better looking than Kamala Harris. There's not a person in this world that would say that. Unless they were trolling, of course. Or unless they were kind of crazy or something. I don't know. But in his mind, he just has this sort of warped, crazy sort of perspective on what it is that's actually going on. But that's not what reality is. You know what I mean?
And no windows in buildings. They have some wonderful plans for this country.
Well, there you have it, folks. So at the end of the day, you see here clearly that Donald Trump just
If you guys, again, I'm going to leave the link in the description. But again, we just watched the video from MEIDAS Touch, TOUCH. Yeah, and I'm going to get into some of the questions and comments that you guys have about what it is that just transpired and what it is that we just spoke about. Make sure you guys are going out there and actually casting those votes. Make sure you guys are actually, selecting the right person. Kamala. Yeah. Let's see. Make sure you guys are liking the video as well. Let's see what the people got to say. I'm not going to go all the way up. So if you guys, I do apologize if you guys, made some comments, earlier than this, but the ones that are coming in now, right? I'm looking forward to hearing what some of these trolls have to say. Have at it, right? But make sure you guys are clever enough to say something and not get banned for it. This dude got to be sarcastic. This has to be satire at this point. Okay, whatever. Bro, you need to interact with your chat more. This is what we're doing. Tell us what reality come on. Tell us what reality is. Come on. Tell us where you think we should be, says Lee Goat. Lee Goat, you should be wherever you think you should be. Reality is it's subjective and objective, is it not? It's both subjective and objective, right? So you have some people, they sort of have this subjective perspective, and it's sort of just about what it is that they think reality is. And I think it's important to have a delicate balance of both, right? I think you have to have a balance of both. And I use the term delicate because sometimes it, when you do need to kind of sort of galvanize yourself when things aren't going great, right? To kind of inspire yourself out of like really negative situations. So it might seem as if what's going on around you is negative, but at the same time, you kind of have to have that tenacity. You have to have that drive. You have to have that energy. You have to have that force inside of yourself to sort of propel you above and beyond what it is that's transpiring around you. So that's why I kind of say you got to have a delicate balance of both. So it's not me telling you what reality is. Reality is reality. But it's one of those things. If you go off on a tangent, if I sit up here and I tell you I'm 100% Chinese, you probably would say that I'm not living in reality. That's probably what you would say. Right? And that's what it is that we're talking about when we're talking about the things that this guy says. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I hope that didn't ruffle your little delicate little feathers with your delicate little ego. Big up yourselves anyway, man. I appreciate you sending in that chat. But yeah, just a little bit of banter. How much do they pay you for this, says Lee Goat. Wouldn't you like to know? So Lee Goat, there's not a politician alive that could pay me to say anything. There's no organization or anything behind what it is that I'm saying, right? What I'm doing is I'm speaking from the heart. And of course, you're probably one of those people who would accept payment to support. That's for me. That's the only way I could actually see people actually supporting Trump. is if they're getting paid. To be completely honest with you, Lee Goat. So it's one of those things. So when someone comes to you and they're objective and they have a mind of their own and they sort of see the situation for what it is, they see what the future looks like and they see what the past looks like, and then they make a decision based on the future and based on the direction that the country should and will be going in. Because, yeah, whether you guys like it or not, it's a very, very diverse country. It's not the country of old. The demographics are changing. We just have to embrace the fact that people are going to be different. People are going to look different. People are going to talk different. It is what it is. Can we come together and work together without feeling like I'm better than you? Right? Because we are all spiritual beings having a human experience. Each and every single one of us. So even though on one level, we are human beings, right? On a higher level, we are spiritual beings. Yeah, you guessed it. So yeah, so it's one of those things. Ain't nobody paying me nothing to say what it is that I gotta say. It's coming from here. But you wouldn't know about that, would you? Because you go somewhere and then you look outside of you for what you think is strength, what you think is someone being strong, but they're really just not. We're just going to leave it there. You see that? You see sort of control, self-control? You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? But you see someone and you perceive that that person is strong because they just say whatever comes to their mind, right? They put people down. They talk shit, right? So you think that this person's strong. Yeah, have at him, strong. That guy, he's so strong, right? So because you have that void inside of you, where you yourself, when you're alone with yourself, you think of yourself as weak and helpless. You look to this guy and you give this guy your energy because you think daddy's going to save you. And that's just the facts. Right? That's actually really what it is. Instead of you deciding, you know what? I probably should work on my character. I probably should do some self-analysis. I probably should sit with myself, be honest about the areas that I'm weak in, and actually work on it so that I could become stronger in the future. You decide, nope, you know what? There he is, that guy. He's strong. Let's follow him. I talk about this idol worshiping and putting people on a pedestal. Understand this, guys. We are all spiritual beings having this human experience. You yourself, you're a spiritual being having a human experience. There is no such thing as putting someone actually on a pedestal because you feel like that person has it all figured out. I'm not telling you can't be inspired by other people. It's perfectly okay to look at a person's work of art and to salute them for what it is that they did and to say, well, wow, that's great. You know, what the energy that I got from that, it actually galvanized me towards the goals and towards the things that I want to accomplish in life as well. And I will salute you for that. And then you just keep it moving. It's okay to do that. But no, people want to be minions. They want to listen to this guy tell them to go do a January 6th march. And then they're like, yeah, let's go be dumbasses for you. While he sits and watches it on TV, according to eyewitness testimony. He sits and he watches your dumbass on TV. He doesn't even pardon you. He pardoned so many other people. He didn't even pardon you. And you know why he didn't pardon you? Because it would look so terrible if he did. But this is the guy that you're marching behind. This is the guy you're wasting your vote with. This is the America that you want to see. That's what you want to see. What about the kid? Like, think about the kids. Think about the kids and think about the future. Is that the guy that you want your kids to look up to? This is the guy you're going to tell your son to aspire to be like? This is the guy you would want your daughter to marry? Huh? What's around you is not what makes you who you are. How much money you have in your bank is not going to make you. You can't buy character with money. And he's proving it. That's something that you have to build through trial and error, through time. You got to be tested. Life is going to test you sometimes. But you know what you got to do? You got to strap on them big boy boots and keep moving forward. You have to be the one that puts the battery in your back. You have to be the one that inspires yourself. You have to know what it is that you want out of life. Is this what you want? Well, if that's what you want, go have that in private. Spare the rest of us from that. I want to see a world where, yeah, we have a woman president. Where we show women that, yes, you can become a president at some point in the future. Absolutely, you can. I want to see that world. I want to see a world where there's an even playing field, not an evil playing field. I want an even playing field, not an evil one. Right? Or the person that's most qualified, the person that has the character to do it, the person that carries themselves with strength. And don't take Kamala Harris lightly. I know a lot of you guys might think she's soft because she's a woman. Don't you underestimate a Harris. I'm telling you, don't you underestimate a Harris. It's one of those things. On the outside, you see what you see. But just like a lion, I know you see the beauty of a lion as well. You know how you see a lion, the mane with the hair, right? With the aura. Doesn't change his expression much. But it's one of those things. I'll leave the rest of it up to your imagination. So don't take her lightly because she's a woman. Trust me when I tell you that. She's very astute. She's very wise. She has everything that it takes to run this country, and then some. She has the empathy and the compassion for the people. She's about bringing people together, not tearing them apart and separating them. Not using them and then throwing them to the side. That's the past. We're about going into the future now. We can't allow people like that to even run to try to become the president. And you know what's crazy about this? You know what's crazy about this? Do I have some more water? All right, some more water back there. Very few people that I know that's voting for, and I'm talking about black people as well, right? Black men, right? The very few black men that I hear that are saying that they're going to vote for Trump. You know some of the things that they're talking about? These idiots are talking about the COVID stimulus check. So automatically it shows me, all right, you ain't even my type of person that I even want to talk to, bro. You're willing to sell your soul, right? Because you're hoping that another pandemic happens and you get to stay home and get a check cut. Some of them can't even vote. That's the other part about it that I neglected to mention. So it's one of those things. This is why I told you guys. It's really, honestly, what it all really boils down to. Again, this is the most spiritual election that I've ever witnessed. I've never witnessed an election that's so polarizing and so spiritual, right? I've never witnessed it. But at this point, I actually see it for what it is. I do. I see people making excuses as to why they won't vote for a woman. Men. And it shows me, oh, you're hella insecure. You're not even secure in your manhood. You don't stand firm and strong in who you are as a man. Who you are as a man is weak and feeble. The character of you as a man, it's no man there. How is that masculine? You're threatened by her because of the title. You're still going to be a leader regardless, because that's who you are by nature. Is it not? A title is a title, and sure, it's an important title. Sure, it's a prestigious title. Sure, some would say this is the most important office or the most important title in the world. Sure. All of those things could be true. But how does that interact, or how does that interfere with you being a man? It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. Be who you are. Be the individual that you are. Because we're all unique. I think one of the biggest reasons why men are in the position that we are right now is because we followed other idiots that claim to be men on the outside, but they actually were not. Because they told you this is what it takes to be a man, and it actually is not. Be firm in your masculine energy. Be strong in your masculine energy. Support that woman. One doesn't exist without the other. One does not exist without the other. So despite how you might have felt about your ex doing this, that, and the third, because I've had discussions with people, and that's some of the things that they've said. Oh, yo, she's a woman. She's going to be this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 because of their experiences with other women, right? Based on the frequency and the vibration that they omit, based on the women that they have around them, based on the women that they attract, because most of the time what they do is they look at a woman, oh, she got a fat ass. That's the one right there. They don't look beyond what the person looks like on the outside. It's only about what it is that they see on the outside. And those women, a lot of times, they know it. You coming on so strong, he don't even know you. He telling you he love you, and he's doing all this love bombing and this, that, and the third. Right? So it's one of those things where it's like, you've been in positions before, and I'm not above that. I've been in it as well, where I've chosen women for the wrong reasons. Right? And it still has to be an element of, oh, man, she's definitely very attractive on the outside. Wow. Woo. Right? But at this point where I'm at in my life, what else? Okay, you look good. Yeah, I'm going to give it to you. She looks great. But what else? Beyond that, what's your character look like? I'm about the intangibles. I'm about the spiritual aspect of you. I'm about who you actually are on the inside. Do we actually really like each other? Do we actually gel? But that's for a different conversation. This is a woman of character right here. This is a woman that's driven. And ordinarily, this would be a woman that was behind a great man, right? Inspiring a great man to be even better than he actually would have been without her. But it just so happened that she's standing firm in who she actually is. And then you had this other idiot. What's her name? What's this one name from, I don't know, Arkansas or something like that? Telling her that she needs to be humble. What? She's the next goddamn president of the United States. Whether you like it or not. You want to talk about be humble? I say be yourself. I say take it how it comes. I say be strong, and I'm in your corner. I'll be right there supporting you, cheering you, hoping that you succeed. You know why? Because if you succeed, the rest of us succeed. Because if you succeed, our children succeed. Our grandchildren succeed. They're looking at it from the, want a little stimulus check. He pardoned my favorite rapper. Shut your dumb ass up. Shut your stupid ass up. Man up. And that's the thing. It is the minority of black men that are saying these things. But it's the minority of black men that are doing all of this bullshit in the communities, doing the dumb shit. And I know it seems like it's the majority of them, but honestly, really and truly, it's really not the majority of them that are doing these things. Thrifty Simplicity, how you doing, sweetheart? Beautiful, beautiful woman, very elegant woman, has just graced us with her presence. And this is exactly what it is that we're talking about. Right? We're talking about women like that are cut from that kind of cloth. Right? You got these men come up here, and some of these guys, right? You know what? I'm not even going to spend too much time on them. The point that I'm trying to make is this. Support her like your mother supported you. Support her like whatever woman that you had in your corner when you was doing your bullshit supported you. It's not one of those things where you just take. We got to get back to the point where it's like, all right, cool. Both of us, we're together. One doesn't exist without the other. Basically, we're the same person at this point. Right? So whatever I do it in the best interest of us. And that's the way how I look at this, what it is that's going on in this country right now. Whatever she does, she's doing it in the best interest of each and every single one of your asses. But you want to select this selfish. You want to select this other idiot because he cut you a stimulus check. Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Are you really stupid? Everything is you're hoping to have another COVID shutdown. And you're thinking it's going to go exactly how it went the last time. You see what happened. What the result of it was with a shutdown of the of factories, shutdowns of schools. Goods are not coming in and out of the country. Scarcity, prices going up, inflation going up as a result of what happened. Because the demand was going up, supply was going way down. Companies aren't able to survive these things. Right? Nobody planned for that to happen. Record number of weapon purchases when he got selected as the last president. Crime went through the roof. Is the most divided I've ever seen the nation in my entire life when this guy was the president. And I really sat there. And I really wanted to support the guy. I really wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. Honestly, I did. Honestly, I really wanted to look past all the bullshit that he was doing. And how would I look most of the time? By turning myself away and not looking at it. Pretending it's not really happening. But on a bigger level, it actually was happening. These things actually were happening. And it's like, for the life of me, I don't understand how they didn't give the nominee, how they didn't allow Mike Pence to run. Or somebody else to lead that Republican Party. I don't think that the party would have been as divided as it is right now. Honestly, I don't. But he gets up there and he tells you all of these sweet little nothings that mean absolutely nothing to no one. Right? And just appeals to your little delicate little ego. And then you feel like this is what it is that you identify with. Wow, this guy is so blind. He drank too much Democrat Kool-Aid. Yeah, I think it is the Kool-Aid that made me blind. Yeah. Yeah, because that made sense. That made so much sense. I know that made sense to you, didn't it? Yes, bro. Amazing message. We need someone to look up to. Not a loser, selfish, terrible human being, says Yuna to Cold. I definitely feel as if, so when it comes to like a kid, right? Like kids growing up, like I feel like kids in terms of role model, having a positive role model. I don't want my son to look up to this guy to think he's a positive goddamn role model, right? Then why my son going around acting like a knucklehead? Because then he got to deal with daddy. You understand what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. His niece spoke about how it is that he grew up. His nephew spoke about how it is that he grew up and the dysfunction within his family and how there was no love. Right? And the things that his niece said about his personality with basically calling him a sociopath, basically calling him a narcissist. We actually get to see it live and in color. So it's not just hearsay at this point because he's actually showing you the characteristics of a classic narcissist. And we see it day in and day out. And we make excuses for it. Just because a person's entertaining, right? Just because you could laugh at a clown doesn't mean that clown should be given the presidency. Right? Someone told me the other day. They said, you know what? My 5-year-old is smarter than this guy. My 5-year-old knows right from wrong. I go on YouTube and I'm looking at some videos and I'm seeing cats don't even like this guy. Like cats really are attacking the TV when this guy comes on. I saw this one video where, and this is the thing with animals a lot of times. Animals are able to sense, especially cats, they're able to sense your energy. Right? They see your energy. And they showed the cat pictures of Hillary. The cat just stayed there. Showed the cat pictures of Obama. The cat just stayed there. When they showed the cat the picture of Trump, the cat just started throwing a tantrum, started getting upset, started getting angry, and the cat attacked the phone, right? Took it away, the cat calms down, they put it back, the cat attacks the phone again, and the cat walks off. Another one, they got the whole the debate. You guys can go look it up yourself. And the cat is jumping at the goddamn TV as soon as he starts talking. Literally lunges at the TV. Because they see what you don't see. What's clear as day for everyone else to see. Look, if you guys want to keep them, listen, if that's somebody that you want to support, right, then by all means support him. But I'm going to tell you this right now. He's not fit to be a president. He just ain't. He's not. And we went over it last night. I'm not going to go back and forth with anybody that thinks that he is. If you guys really want to know how terrible of a president he was, watch the very last episode of what it is that we do on a nightly basis. The very last one, right? As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you out, right? I'm going to actually add the link in the description once I'm through with this. Trump was the worst president we have ever had. It's time we move forward. Harris 2024. That was streamed yesterday, right? So guys, go back and go watch that. Pit Lane post says, you neglected to mention everything. I neglected to mention how stupid that comment was. You're absolutely right. And now I've mentioned everything. There you go. I want to see a world with fair housing for everyone and affordable food for all. I know I'm just one person, but everybody has their needs, says JJ Warner. And Kamala Harris is actually telling you that this is what it is that she's going to be doing. Fair housing for everyone. The wealthy, the very wealthy among us are actually paying their fair share in taxes, right? And, new homeowners, people that are trying to become homeowners, they're going to be given $25,000. And I know that doesn't seem like a lot to some people, but that's a whole lot of money to a lot of others. And that definitely does help. I think she has the best interest of the middle class. I don't understand how people don't see that. I don't. Look at the people that's endorsing Trump. I lost mad respect for Elon. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not. I don't let it bother me. Whatever he's doing, go ahead and do your thing. But I lost respect for him. I'm just being honest with you. I don't care how much money you got. It's one of those things. Like, this is the dude. Like, you really gonna stand next to this dude and jump up and down on stage like you, like some kind of groupie or something? Like this dude right here. This dude. Bro, you come from apartheid South Africa, and this is the dude that you standing next to doing this? In my lifetime and in his lifetime. They were in South Africa and they segregated the goddamn country. So he grew up within this shit. You understand me? And then what does he do? He goes up there and he goes on stage and hops up and down. And this is a person, it was one of those things. He exists. He does his thing. I'm not the type of person to put nobody on no pedestal. I'm just not. Again, spiritual beings having a human experience. It is what it is. But cool, dude. He got some cool gadgets. He's doing his thing over there. Salute. All right, cool. Regardless of all of that, salute. Do your thing. You understand what I'm saying? I'm probably may have even endorsed some of his stocks. But after that, bro, it's like, whoa, yeah. Oh, that's how you feel? All right, cool. It is what it is. Now I can't even look at homie the same way no more. Keep doing your thing. But there's that. And if I really get more in depth and talk about it a little bit more, I want to because I know he's a smart guy. And I know he kind of sees where it is that he would have the advantage if he were to have some sort of business relationship with Trump. How it will benefit him. How it will benefit his companies. I think he's looking at it from that angle. But for me, it's tasteless, bro. Because this is the same dude that you were, hey, can you ban Melissa Laney? We don't do emojis in here like that. You got something to say something. Can somebody just, matter of fact, it's cool. I'll ban her myself. It's one of those things. Yeah. Most women are sensible leaders in business and political fields, says the Secretary of Common Sense. I think so too. I absolutely think so as well. She's driving to take y'all's money, says Connor Davis. Okay. All right, Connor. Okay. Bad build Huckabee Sanders. Bro, I didn't know what it is I was looking at. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not gonna get up here and talk much about her physical features. But yeah, it's one of those things. I think you actually really do need to go sit somewhere and be humble. Take your own advice. Don't be telling nobody else they need to be being humble. Right? What's her name? Sarah Huckabee? Sarah Huckabee? Huckabee Sanders? Huckabee. Huckabee. Jeez. Yeah, Sarah. Sarah, you need to stay your ass about the way. You need to stay up out the way. Stay up out the way. Mind your business. Mind your business, Sarah. Mind your business. Mind your business. Ain't nobody telling you you gotta be humble or this, that, and the third. Mind your little business. Let her do what it is she doing. Alright? We rooting for her. And you know what's gonna happen when Trump loses? His whole world is gonna turn upside down, right? Imagine he lost to Joe Biden and didn't accept the fact that he lost. Went on this whole tangent talking about how the election was stolen and this, that, and the third, when in actuality it wasn't. And it's proven that it wasn't. What's he gonna say this time? What's he gonna do this time? Because now you got Jack Smith actually with some substantial amount of evidence with a lot of the things that you've done. Jack Smith has a substantial amount of evidence on this guy. So not only is he running, but he's running for his life. And this is going to be a lesson in karma for the entire country and the entire world to see. And people feel like you could just do things and you could just do whatever. Nah. You can't. Right? Protect yourself. Protect your family. But do good. Be peaceful. Be kind to others. Be gracious. Right? Those are the characteristics that we all need to really be working on. I ain't gonna sit up here and act like I'm not perfect. I'll tell you whatever. Listen. I'm not as bad as I once was when it comes to this stuff. Right? But if it gets disrespectful and I need to stand up for myself, I'm going to stand up for myself. But I'm not going to go out and actively try to pursue you. Big up yourself, Betty, Kamala 2024. I'm not going to get up and actually come out here and try to pursue you, to try to be negative towards you. But if it comes to that point and I got to defend me, it is what it is. Right? I'm man enough to realize none of us ain't going to be here forever. You know what I mean? Said, Betty, take your pills. Tyler says, you got your China-made Bible yet? Wait, that's actually funny. That's actually funny. Hey, what did Obama say that you got Trump now next to King James or some shit like that? You got the Donald Trump, bro. Listen, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not religious, but I am not reading no Trump Bible. I'm not reading a word, a sentence that comes out of a Trump Bible. And there was a point in time where we used to have these little pocket Bibles where I would carry it. I would carry it in my pocket because at the time I was going to a school, and the school was quite aggressive. It was a very aggressive school. Like I seen a lot of very crazy things at that school, right? So I would always carry protection, and I would always carry my Bible with me. You understand what I'm saying? And no, it wasn't one of those things. I didn't carry what that kid carried to school, right? And we're not gonna get into that, but yeah, I would always be protected. Just know that I was protected, right? We don't do emojis in here. If you guys see anybody that does have emojis and they're just throwing emojis up here, feel free to just Get them, right? Get them gone. We're gonna have discussions. If you don't want to have an actual discussion, right, without emojis, you could put emojis. But if you're just gonna put successively just emojis, then I know you're not here to contribute nothing to what it is that we gotta say, right? See you later. I just said that. There you go. All right. We have another clown. Crime was worse under Trump. Yeah, it was. You're absolutely right about that. It was. Bro, you are on the right track, says AG Hug. Big up yourself, AG Hug. Thank you so much. We are going to be on the right track, right? We are on the right track. It's one of those things. I've never used these before. Hold on. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I didn't even know they had that thing. They got this thing over here make your face look mad smooth. Look at that. Look at that. All right. We don't need it for this stream. He's a liar and a cheat, says Betty. He absolutely is. The bro lies pathologically. What did that thing? It was this. He's a habitual liar. Like, that's all he does is lie. He's told millions and millions of lies. This is the Comedy Channel. Not to be confused with Comedy Central. Not to be confused with a Trump rally. Not to be confused with a MAGA supporting channel. So call it what you want, but don't call me no MAGA supporter. Call me what you want, but don't call me MAGA. Wow. Facts. Bessie never worked an honest job. You're right. He never worked an honest job. $10 million bribe from Egypt. Who, Trump? I didn't know about that. I know Mayor Adams had his sort of recent legal troubles that were happening. I don't know how deep it goes. I did kind of look at it a little bit. I was kind of, I was a little judgy in that situation. Just a little though, right? I don't know all the details about what it is that actually did happen, but yeah, it's the people that Mayor Adams had around him. I don't want to get into Mayor Adams, but the people that he had around him were very sketchy people. From that pastor or preacher or what it is, that Brooklyn pastor, and just the various different type of shady characters that he had around him. And I'm glad that we're getting off into this time where politicians are now being held accountable at a rate that has never happened this frequently before. I'm glad that these guys are actually being held accountable. You ain't the average everyday Joe. You're a public official. If you're going to enforce these laws, then you should at least be following them as well. Guys, look, guys. I really don't want to ban anyone. I honestly don't. And people could say whatever it is that they want. But just be a little bit respectful, right? We're not going to have no you know what? Use your distraction. Do what you want. Susan says, you like prices? What kind of question is that, Susan? Do you like prices? I don't even know how to answer that. He's not Fitz because cats don't like him. I mean, you know, they're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Someone says laugh out loud. Definitely rage bait. If you say so, I guess. A felon 34 times. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's the remarkable thing about this. That's the remarkable thing about this. And not remarkable in a good. Not remarkable like good. Right? Remarkable like remarkably bad. Seriously, you can't be serious. Sad spreading this misinformation. Where? Fact check me. What misinformation? Fact check me on whatever. We played the audio. I watched the video of what it is that transpired over there. I fact checked myself. Again, Trump supporters, this is what they do. The truth is false, and whatever is false is true. The extremists do not have the capacity to be objective, to actually see things for what they are. Either they don't have the capacity or they refuse to acknowledge that they do have the capacity, and they proceed to see the bullshit as opposed to what actually is happening. And that's the sad part about this. Yo, who we have here? This is my Jamaican bro. What up, Brody? Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Thank you so much for that, man. I appreciate that. I sincerely do. Who's going to pay for that lie? Huh? Who's going to pay for what lie? Says Lawrence. All right, let me go all the way to the end because, yeah, I know you guys, the chat's been going crazy upon. This is wild. Hold on, one second. Someone says he'll be acquitted. Who will be acquitted? You talking about Trump? Be acquitted? I beg to differ. Because guess what? He ain't gonna win this election. And when he doesn't win this election, what do you think's gonna happen? He can't pardon himself because what he did, he didn't act in a president. It was in a presidential way, right? I forgot the term that's used, but it wasn't presidential, right? We're just gonna use that term, right? You get it exactly what it is that I'm saying. So he didn't act as the president. He acted as a private citizen that was running for the office of presidency, right? So because of that, he doesn't have the same level of immunity that a president will have. So yeah. Diano Di Bella. I think you're wrong, buddy. I think you're wrong. Forgive me for that. Popo, you don't understand what money laundering is, says Elix Gray. I think those guys are having a conversation among themselves. I don't want to get involved in that. Someone says he was already found guilty of what? Of a number of different things. Sherry J says he's going to jail. Truth Hurts the Most says, what did he do? That doesn't, honestly, ever since that whole Diddy situation, like that doesn't even sound the same anymore. Like, what did he do? Right? So, man, but yeah, somebody wants to know what did he do, right? Not what did he do, but what did he do? The internet's there. I don't think here's the place that you need to come to ask. Thank you. I look forward to the next broadcast. Stay safe and have a great night, says Daphne Farmer. Thank you. I appreciate all the support from you. You guys really keep this thing going. I sincerely do appreciate it. I think I'm going to be on for maybe another like 20 minutes or so. I do got stuff that I need to do tomorrow, maybe work, right? Like various other things as well. And congratulations on the community, guys, for passing 1,500 subscribers last night. That was absolutely amazing, right? And we're like this close to 1,600 subscribers. This isn't the quickest because I think one stream we did like 300 subscribers. That stream, that was absolutely crazy. I don't even know how that happened, but I'm blessed to be able to interact with each and every single one of you guys. I know sometimes we have a difference of opinions. To be honest with you, some of you guys, I don't know if you guys actually really do have a brain. No, I'm kidding. Only a little bit. I'm only kind of kidding. But yeah, the people that actually do support this guy, I don't understand why you guys actually do support him, to be completely honest with you. This isn't about a stimulus check. You can't buy the presidency with a stimulus check. I don't think people should be supporting someone, with the contingent or with the, with the hope that we're going to have another COVID situation happen so that they're going to send out stimulus checks so you could sit your ass at home and collect money, right? Because, it was catastrophic the last time that it happened. It was catastrophic for the country. And again, we talk about it so much when we say we give the president too much credit when it comes to the economy doing great and too much blame when the economy is not going great, right? So this isn't Joe Biden's fault. And me being very, very objective, it wasn't all the way Trump's fault either. A lot of it was, but it wasn't all the way his fault either, right? So we're just going to call it right down the middle. But if you guys, again, if you think about the concept of supply and demand, because I've had people, they walk up to me, oh, they're criminals, that Joe Biden. Some guy told me that shit the other day, right? But he's not in his right mind. You can kind of tell that he's not really in his right mind. And I've interacted with this guy before, right? But it's one of those things where he believes that these people just came into the office and they just raised the price on everything. Guys, inflation is something that happens naturally over time, right? And when you have a situation that happened on a worldwide stage, not only in America, but all across the globe, what transpired with COVID-19 and how it brought the entire world to its knees, right? That wasn't something that was just exclusive to America, guys, right? And the funny thing, not even the funny thing, but the great thing about that is we recovered faster, right? We recovered faster than everyone else. And our economy is stronger than everyone else's. So imagine about the other people around the world. And again, we get to the point where it's like we don't understand how privileged we are sometimes, right? I know things aren't always pretty and always perfect. They're not. Sometimes things get ugly. I get it. But at the same time, count your blessings. You ain't starving. Sure, sometimes it get difficult for you to find your food sometimes. Sometimes it get difficult for you to pay all of your bills on time, right? But be grateful for the fact that you are able to pay at least some of your bills sometimes. And build on that, right? We live at a time right now where where anything could happen. We live in a country and we live at a time where anything could happen, where today you could be doing bad and just like that, tomorrow your fortune could switch. I've seen plenty of evidence of that. I know quite a bit of people that weren't doing good years ago and are doing phenomenally well today. But if you don't come into the present and think beyond that, stop thinking that immigrants are taking your jobs. Come into the present and think beyond that box that you are in order to create the future that you want, regardless of what it is that's transpiring around you. And I know how things get. I get it. I've had it. I've lost it, right? It was at a point where I didn't have a place to stay. But I had to find a character. I had to find a tenacity to get to the point where it's like, all right, cool. I see where it is that I'm at right now. And if I didn't have a goal, if I didn't have an objective, who knows what would have happened? Who knows where I would have been? It's not about, bro. It's look. I don't come from a breed of people. I don't come from the type of people that we don't give up. We don't cave in. That's not what we do. Right? We apply pressure until we get to what it is that we want. And I don't mean that in an aggressive way. I don't mean, you know what I mean? How can I put this now? Faith without deeds is dead. Basically, that's what it is that I'm trying to say. Right? So if you want something, whatever it is that you want out of life, write it down. Work towards it. Imagine it. See it before it happens. Spend some time, meditate. Go inward. Show yourself some love. Support yourself if you ain't got nobody around you that's supporting you. Big yourself up. Congratulate yourself when you do good. End of the day, you have you, right? And then you build on that. Once you build on that foundation of man, you have the solid foundation where you build on your character, right? The only place for you to go now is up. You know what I mean? But yeah. All right, I'm going to be around for about 15 more minutes. I'm not going to lie. Zachary said, so he buried his first wife on his golf course to avoid paying taxes. I didn't even know that happened. I had no idea about that. I didn't know that was a thing. Honestly, I didn't know. Most of the money that goes to foreign aid gets put into the politicians. Also, most of the money that get old military stockpile, especially Ukraine, and they just tally the cost of the stockpile. I can't substantiate that. Ask Harris what happened to the poor 13 soldiers that died, says Santosh Vajrakar. I'm not entirely sure where you're aiming or what's your angle with that. It's always tragic whenever anyone dies. So I'm going to say this respectfully without disrespecting anybody who has passed away, right? This is no disrespect to anyone who has passed away, soldier or not, if this is made up or not. The fact of the matter is, Santosh, right? Kamala Harris will be the president, but at the current moment, guess what? She's the vice president, right? The vice president is not the one that's in charge. It is the president that's the one in charge. So because she's running, don't be under the illusion that she's actually the one that's in charge right now. It's not. She's not. I hate to burst your bubble, but she's not. So I think a better question, whatever it is that you're getting at, I'm not sure, but I don't think Harris is the one to really answer that question. Maybe you want to direct that question to maybe Joe Biden, who's the head of state, even though he's sort of stepped down, and I do believe it is Congress, and this is where fact checkers will come in, because I know Kamala is not running things, so I'm guessing that it's Congress that's really running things right now. I heard Nancy Pelosi that day, says Gothic. I don't know what happened. If you want another 4 years of this, vote Kamala, says SL. Do you realize this country was formed off us throwing tea because the taxes were too high? I'm independent, and honestly, Trump's got my vote because I've definitely lived through both administrations, and Kamala has definitely done nothing to win my vote. She's never kept one promise. She's not the president. What are you talking about? You just made that up. You just rambled and rambled. You just read that off of you just read that off. I want to say you just read that off of the teleprompter, but you're probably a bot. Because everything that you just said, you just made it up. She's not the president. What are you talking about? What exactly are you talking about? Matt Soul 49. You don't know what you're talking about. Hello from Corpus Christi. Love the stream. Big shout outs to you, Charles Benoit. Benoist. Big up yourself, Charles. Thank you so much. I appreciate you tapping in. Harris will lead us. Zero. She will lead us. Yeah, there you go. Anitja says, you golden, brother. Big up yourself. Cackling Hyena and Knucklehead. Yeah, that's how you get. Okay. Yeah. So you're talking about Kamala and Waltz, right? We're not going to have any Kamala and Waltz slander in here tonight. So choose your words wisely. It's one of those things. We're not going to have it. We're just not. That's right, Onaje. You like paying more for less. Okay, you got it. I've just joined and I've enjoyed this exchange. Have a good night. Thank you so much, Cherry J. I do appreciate you guys. And just like that, guys, we've actually broken 1,600. Wow. So, wow. Just last night, we broke 1,500 subscribers and we're already up to 1,600. So I do appreciate each and every single one of you guys. You guys, this is just what it is. Have some brain and vote red, said SL. Have some brain. How does that even make sense? Have some brain. Do you have brain over there that you're selling? Are you selling brain? Have some brain? That doesn't make sense. I don't know what you're trying to say. Good sir. I think you should actually look deeper than just voting for a color. Yeah. I think people that are blindly just voting for a color, I think those people actually need to, I'll use your words, have some brain. I think Liz Cheney, I think she's actually showing that she has a brain because she chose country over party. Is that have some brain enough for you? What do you think about the Chomo allegations revealed about Tom Waltz tonight and the last few days? I didn't hear anything about any Chomo Whoa. Are you kidding me? I didn't hear anything about any Chomo allegations about Tom Waltz. I think you just made that up. Hold on. And this is one of those things that try to throw people off. You can't call someone a Chomo without actually having actual evidence. Hold on. Tim Waltz. Yeah, first thing that comes up is false claim about Tim Waltz bill on orientation and that P word, right? You guys know exactly what it is. So it says a false allegation from USA Today. That's what it says. That's the first thing that pops up. Tim Waltz did not sign Minnesota law protecting those people again, right? According to AFP fact check. So AFP fact check says that's a lie. USA Today has determined that that's a lie. CNN determined that that's a lie. Pilati Fact says that's a lie. So again, you guys, you make stuff up, right? You make things up on people, regardless of what it is. Don't care about the ramifications. Whatever it is that you could say to make somebody look bad, right? You play dirty. You know, you use people that are people's despair, the things that people have been going through with the hurricane. You use that to your advantage to talk crap. As opposed to actually helping those people that really actually need help. And I simply do not understand you guys' strategy. I think it's very dirty. I think it's nasty. I think it's the bottom of I think it's the absolute worst. And that's another reason why I just would never ever follow anything that having to do with MAGA. Because you guys you just lie. You just lie. The truth, we don't speak the same language. You don't speak the truth. So how can we communicate? We don't speak the same language. You want to make shit up and have this alternate reality that we both don't live in that same reality. Right? So it's one of those things. Rumors, allegations, but what are the facts? Let's look at the facts before we ever call a grown man that sort of thing. Because that, to me, to be completely honest with you, I could never get jiggy or rock with anybody that's like that. Period, point blank. Period. Right? But don't make that shit up on that guy like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because it's a million things that we could say about Trump that's actually true. He actually does have allegations when it comes to the R word. He actually is convicted of 34 felonies. Are those allegations? Is that allegedly? But here you are, you want to make up some stuff and you want to project onto the other guy. When Trump was over there hanging out with Epstein, right? He said Diddy was his friend, right? Said Diddy was a really good friend of his, right? But you want to drag Tim Walz. That's projecting. That's what they call that. That's projecting. And I don't know Tim Walz all too well, but that's projecting. This guy needs to wake up. It's hard to believe what he is saying, says SL Guy. We can present you with the facts. If you don't believe it, it is what it is. You don't have to believe it. Continue to live in your alternative reality. But this just might not be the content for you, SL. It just might not. And I'm cool with that. It's okay. Right? Because if you're saying that I need to wake up, but you're watching me, which one of us is actually dreaming? You're actually there watching and listening to what it is that I have to say. Is it because you're concerned about me? Is that what this is? Well, I don't need your concern, good sir. Thank you, but no thank you. I'm good. I do appreciate it, but thank you, but no thank you. Presidents don't control prices, corporations do. Tell him again. Again, guys, don't give the president too much credit or too much blame when it comes to the economy, right? They do have an effect on it, but they are not the ultimate. They don't have the ultimate effect on what it is that happens, guys. So it's one of those things. Unveiled Believer, I believe you spelled Trump wrong. It's spelled Trump. Trump is a clown. Unveiled Believer. Trump. I believe you meant to say Trump, not Harris. Trump is a clown. Trump. Or if you want to spell it Chump, you could do that. You could do that as well. Inflation is not very high. Inflation has came down drastically. It's not still very high. Check your information. Go recheck that again. I saw a blue name just now. Where is it? Have some brain. All the mainstream media is talking about right now. All right, I'm gonna skip some of those and go down to the end. JD Vance was making up stories about immigrants eating pets. Yes, he was. And they said that they were willing to make these things up, right? They said that they were making these things up. What a bunch of clowns. That's what you do to use the media for, to spread misinformation? Is that what you use the media for? That's what you want to tell people misinformation? Because if you told them the truth, and if you were actually who you were, I think a lot of people would be like, whoa, that's too much. So they gotta lie in order to keep up that facade. They have to, because they're plastic, they're fake. Ain't nothing real about them. It is what it is. Why do you like Kamala Harris? She's not divisive. She's working for the middle class. She wants to help people become homeowners. she wants to bring the country together, not tear the country apart. She doesn't talk smack about immigrants. She's not up there belittling and shitting on people. Apart from Trump, if it's Trump and she got something slick to say about Trump, I don't mind it. She can go ahead and do that because he's done his fair share when it comes to her and attacking her and talking crap about her. So I don't have a problem with her defending herself and talking crap back to that piece of crap. So yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, there's a host of things that I love about Kamala Harris and what it is that she represents, not the current administration that she's also under, right? Because again, guys, keep in mind that Kamala Harris is not yet the president, even though she will become the president in the future. So yeah, it's one of those things. Harris hasn't done anything in the last 4 years. Again, Harris is not the president until November the 5th when she gets elected to become the president, and until next year when she actually gets sworn into office, she's not yet the president, but she will become the president. You dumbass. Okay? So stop talking about she hasn't done anything in the last 4 years. You're confusing her with yourself because you fell asleep on your couch with potato chips on your belly, right? With the remote on your head, right? Watching TV upside down. So stop worrying about Kamala Harris and what it is that she's doing. You moron. How was that? How was that? How did that feel? You sit up there and you talk trash about the lady. That's the vice president of the United States. Talk about how she's done nothing. What did you do in the last 4 years? I think that's an even better question. In the last 4 years, what did you do? I had adventures in the last 4 years. Oh, there was ups and downs. I've learned so much, built so much character in the last 4 years. So many ups and downs in the last 4 years. What did you do in the last 4 years? I think that's a bigger question. What's your name? Ethereal Born? And then his response is, you slow. Well, you know something? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, guys. Thank you guys so much for popping in, popping out, doing your thing and supporting the channel. I do appreciate it. I had quite a bit of likes. Make sure you guys are smashing the likes. Congratulations to the community. We have just passed 1,600 subscribers. So that's also a big time milestone. We're well past it. We did well over 100 subscribers tonight. So yeah, that's just brilliant. Or if not 100, quite close. Definitely over 97 for sure. Or definitely over 95. Let's just put it that way. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, tapping in, supporting the channel, liking the video, subscribing to the channel. Make sure you guys do the do and vote. I'm just kidding. Vote Kamala Harris. Yeah, that just kind of rhymes, so I just put it there. Vote Kamala Harris. Tim Waltz. Big up yourself. Don't waste your vote on that idiot on the other side. Thank you guys so much for tapping in. Take care, guys. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. I'll see you guys again later. Bye-bye.